I want to welcome everybody here tonight. And I see a lot of people that we've seen before. And I'm sure there are some people that haven't been to any of our presentations. I think this is our fifth presentation, fifth or sixth over the last year and a half we've had at the Columbus Library on basically on the waste screening for shale waste cutting, go cutting, the slating coming to Columbus that we're worried about. But the science involved and what we can do about it in terms of from the community level and so forth, which is what really tonight's about. We're Columbus Community Bill of Rights, that's the name of our group. We're also Radioactive Waste Alert. And we have our websites. Everybody been on our website? Everybody know how to get on it? We have our postcard information. Tonight we have Tish came out from Broadview Heights, which is a suburb of Cleveland. And they're kind of the poster child of fracking in Ohio, so to speak, of what you really don't want to see happen in your community in terms of fracking. We'll probably talk a little bit about that. Tish is currently working with the Community Environmental Legal Defense Fund, which is an Ohio community organizing that assists all the Ohio communities to organize rights-based initiatives for our communities. And CELDEF, as they're called, it just sits in over 160 communities across the country, and to develop, they call it first-in-the-nation laws to ban fracking, factory farms, sludging, water privatization, industrial scale energy development. She's also the Ohio Community Rights Network coordinator and president, working to organize and assist the county chapters at the county level for movements for community rights organizing through the state to get a constitutional change in the state that guarantee people's rights to local self-governance and the right of people over corporations. And she also founded Madian, which is a grassroots organization up at Broadview Heights. I think it's more just spread out, but Madian stands for Mothers Against Drilling in Our Neighborhoods. And it's up at Broadview Heights, and she successfully campaigned to adopt a home rule charter amendment creating a community bill of rights at Broadview Heights, banning new gas drilling and fracking and injection wells in the city in 2012. Since 2012, they had a community bill of rights put in Broadview Heights. They had 90 gas wells over 6 years, I think 96 years, put into Broadview Heights. And then since they had the community bill of rights put into effect through the city, they haven't had one drilled. And I'm just going to leave it at that and introduce Tish.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Well, you guys I know are dedicated, really dedicated, because this has got to be one of the coldest nights in Columbus, right? And you still came out, so thank you. Thank you for coming out for this. It's very important. Also, I want to clear up, I just heard talking to this gentleman here, when I say CELDEF, or you see CELDEF up there, it's not cell death. He thought that's what we were talking, what he heard, cell death. I'm like, no. It's CELDEF, and that stands for the Community Environmental Legal Defense Fund. So clear that up right at the beginning. It's not working, Craig. It's not working. You did all that practice, and now it's not working. Can everybody hear me? Okay. I have two sign-up sheets, too. If you guys are interested at all in getting being on our email list, and that would be, I would send you things, I'll pass this around.
Would you like a clipboard for that? Yeah, I got a clipboard.
Thanks, Carol. Okay. So, who is CELDEF? Not CELDEF. We were established in 1995 as a public interest law firm, and we offer free legal services to community-based groups, conservation organizations, just like the Columbus Group. And today our work is focused on grassroots organizing in communities across the United States. Then Greg also mentioned the Ohio Community Rights Network, so I thought I'd get right out there what that's about. It's a group of Ohio residents, so it's people just like you, who formed the Ohio Community Rights Network in November of 2013. And we had 12 counties. We had about 25 residents come together in Columbus, 12 counties we currently have represented. They drafted there the Columbus Declaration because we met here in the center of the state. And that's our mission, which you can see what that says. It's to establish a network of communities working to advance, secure, and protect the inalienable rights of all Ohioans to democratic local self-governance, to sustainable food, energy, and economic systems, and the rights of nature to exist and flourish throughout Ohio. So that is the mission of the Ohio Community Rights Network. We currently have a board of directors. We talk to each other monthly. And who am I? Just to let you know a little bit about me, I'm born and raised in Ohio, so I've only lived in Ohio. I was raised in Broadview Heights. I'm a graduate of Kent State. I'm not a lawyer, so that's very important. I'm not one of the lawyers that CellDeaf employs. I'm a concerned mother and citizen, just like all of you are probably concerned citizens of the state and concerned about your community. Greg told you the other things, so. So these are just some requirements and disclaimers for the evening. First thing I want to ask of all of you is to have an open mind. So whatever your preconceived notions are, whatever you just try to have an open mind to whatever I'm going to say. The second thing you need to have is an ability to hear the reality of our current situation. And I always like laughing, thinking about this, thinking like I almost need like a rating system, like PG or R or whatever. So I said I'm probably rated MDR, major dose of reality. And realize, number 3, that I am not criticizing anyone or any particular group personally. I'm going to suggest that there's other strategies out there, and that I personally don't believe that those are the best strategies, but that I'm not making any personal attacks on anyone or what they're working on. So this is all about choice and decision making, and who has the authority to make the decisions. And that's really what your Community Bill of Rights is all about. So I want to start out, you guys here, it's the radioactive waste processing facility, right? Isn't that your harm that you're trying to prevent in your community? My community, it was drilling of wells. Some communities in Ohio are fighting injection wells, so it's the injection of waste. You guys, I think, might have that issue too here. So when you first hear about this problem coming to your community, and either you talk to your neighbor, or maybe you go to your local electeds, or maybe a lawyer whatever. The first thing, and how many of you, the first thing you were told when you said, we want to prevent this, we're told, there's nothing you can do to stop it. That's what I was told. That's the first thing you hear, and you hear this a lot in the communities that are fighting pipelines right now. That's the first thing they're told. Just, so think about the head games that they're playing with you right from the get-go. There's nothing you can do to stop this. So in my community, like I said, we heard the same thing, but, we didn't accept that as the answer, which is what we all kind of need to do. So then the next thing they tell you, though, there's nothing you can do to stop it, but the but is they're going to tell you what you're allowed to do or what you should do to stop this harm that's coming to your community that you don't want. But I want you to think about who's telling you what your options are and who came up with these options. So think about that. So option 1 that you'll usually hear is to go to the ODNR or another regulatory agency. You need to go to that hearing that they're scheduled for next week, Maybe it's not in Columbus, maybe it's in Athens. And then you get to go there and vent. But what they're not telling you is, and you probably realize, that everything that needs to be done, whether it's an injection well or this radioactive waste processing facility, is that they need a permit. And what the hearing a lot of times is, it's a checklist item to get the permit. So now you go